So I think it's fascinating. The event today is focused on carbon markets and hydrogen and growing those two technology solutions. One of the speakers made the point is they can't really do them alone. You need to do them together in order to scale up both of those technologies. I think hydrogen is kind of going through a rough time at the moment because there's still issues with cost and from a transition standpoint, the focus is still very much on green hydrogen, which is super expensive, and of course you can only do from renewable sources, and it has to be new renewable sources, not existing wind and solar. They want to keep using that for power. So if you're going to build green hydrogen, you have to build new renewable sources for it. So a lot of complicated problems, and I think it's becoming clear that it's not as easy as I think it was initially launched. But it's gotten a lot of momentum, mainly I think because of the leadership of the European Union and the money and investment that the European Union put into hydrogen. Carbon markets on the other side, which includes a lot of different things, but in my mind primarily CCUS, carbon capture, utilization, and storage, and that has not had a similar type of investment pathway. And so I think we need to work on scaling up investment on the carbon side, it's got to be viewed as a viable option to help address our climate goals. That's what the IPCC report says. It's got to be an integral part of it. And so it's important that we talk about it in these global dialogue sessions. I wish it got more focus at events like the recent COP meeting, and that countries had commitments to carbon markets, more commitment like they do on hydrogen and other technologies. But in any event, I think it's great to have a group come together here and talk about how they work together, and they're somewhat dependent on each other. Also learning lessons of local players in the region, because companies like Aramco and Aqua Power that we've heard from today, they're real trailblazers in energy. They're both, bringing us energy supplies to grow economically the global economy today, but they also have to be trailblazers on energy technologies and investing in new technologies to help us meet our transition goals. So it's interesting to hear those players come and talk about what they're working on. I'm always fascinated to learn about new projects and new technologies, and that's why I think events like this are so important. Well, the IEF is an important platform. I used to be the Secretary General, so I'm familiar with the role that it plays, but I think it's kind of a neutral platform, so anyone with any kind of viewpoint can come and present their views. Even if they disagree with others, it's a very thoughtful discussion, and I think people walk away from it learning more and maybe conquering some of the perceptions that they have about the other side's views. And energy is such a complicated topic. The transition is such a complicated topic. Now we have new demand from AI and development in the developing world, creating new demand for energy. So we have a big problem. We need all forms of energy to help us meet those challenges. And we also need to keep working on the transition as we do it. So events like this are really important to understanding the challenges and for different stakeholders to get together and discuss them.